This is I Take Everything. Here the comparison for you between the 2011 13-inch MacBook Pro and the 2011 13-inch MacBook Air. Let's go ahead and get started. First, let's start off with ports. On the MacBook Pro, they're all on the one side to the left. First, we have the charging input, then Ethernet, then Firewire 800, Thunderbolt, two USB 2.0 ports, SD card, headphone, and a battery indicator, which you don't have on the 13-inch MacBook Air. Going around the right hand side, we have that DVD drive, and we also have that Kensington lock. Then going around the ports of the MacBook Air, we have the charging input, USB 2, a headphone port. Going around the right hand side, we have Thunderbolt, USB 2, and the SD card slot. So with the MacBook Air, you don't get Firewire 800, you don't get Ethernet, you don't get the battery indicator, you don't get the super drive, and you don't get the Kensington lock. So quite a few less ports on the MacBook Air. We have two different screens. The 13-inch MacBook Pro has a more glossy screen because it has a glass panel, whereas the Air does not. And it's 1280 by 800 on the Pro and 1440 by 900 on the Air. So the Air has a much higher resolution screen, but the viewing angles are slightly worse. As you can see, the MacBook Air deteriorates faster than the MacBook Pro. Talking about cameras, we have a HD FaceTime camera on the MacBook Pro and a standard VGA FaceTime camera on the Air. So the MacBook Pro is obviously a much better camera for video calls and videos and stuff because it films in HD, where the Air only films in VGA. Talking about specs, the 13-inch MacBook Pro 2011 has a 2.3 GHz Intel Core i5 processor with 4 GB of 1333 MHz DDR3 RAM, and it also has a 320 GB hard drive. Going around to the MacBook Air, it has a 1.7 GHz Intel Core i5, 4 GB of 1333 MHz DDR3 RAM, and it also has 128 GB of flash storage. So as you can see, the processor is better on the Pro, and the hard drive is larger. But on the Air, because it has flash storage, it actually makes general day-to-day tasks a lot faster than the MacBook Pro. So general day-to-day tasks like booting up the computer, putting it to sleep, waking it up, opening up apps will actually feel a lot faster on the MacBook Air and slower on the MacBook Pro. But if you put a solid-state drive in the MacBook Pro, then it would become a lot faster than the MacBook Air. But I'm just talking about standard configurations here. Talking about battery life, these will both get 7 hours, so they tie on battery life. Keyboard and trackpad, once again, they're both the same. Both have the same big trackpad, both have the same beautiful keyboard. A few differences with the power button. The power button is actually built into the keyboard on the 13-inch MacBook Air. Right here, see there's a power button instead of the eject key. And on the MacBook Pro, it's actually a dedicated button right here. So in summary, the MacBook Air is best for travelers who need a really thin, light laptop. And the MacBook Pro is best for people who don't really need to travel as much, who don't really need an ultra-thin computer and want that DVD drive, want that HD camera, and want those extra ports. So anyway guys, that just about wraps up the comparison between the 13-inch MacBook Pro 2011 and the 13-inch MacBook Air 2011. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, as I really appreciate it. Go ahead and drop a comment down below, which do you prefer, the 13-inch MacBook Pro or the 13-inch MacBook Air? Go ahead and subscribe to my videos for all future content. And follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/ITechEverything. See you guys in the next video.